Today, Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami tabled the Uniform Civil Code Bill. If passed, Uttarakhand will become the first state to implement UCC. So let's break down the bill and explore key takeaways. An expert panel had earlier made recommendations for the bill. UCC bill essentially seeks to govern and regulate the laws related to marriage and divorce, successions, live-in relationships and similar matters. So firstly, very important aspect of the bill is that UCC bill does not apply to tribal communities. Now in India, the personal laws are complex, as in each religion has its specific regulations. UCC at its core is introduced to set uniform laws. Laws which will be applicable to all the communities in India when it comes to personal laws on marriage, inheritance, divorce, etc. But still, the bill's provision won't apply to tribal communities. Why? Well, given the unique customary practices of tribal communities, many have criticized the idea of the UCC over the years. So the draft bill mentions that the laws won't be applicable to the scheduled tribes. Second interesting aspect of the bill is its aim to regulate live-in relationships. The bill makes it, and I quote, obligatory for partners to a live-in relationship within a state, whether they are resident of Uttarakhand or not, to submit a statement of live-in relationship under subsection 1 of section 381 to the registrar within whose jurisdiction they are so living. The procedure for doing so is also mandated. Partners living together must submit a statement of live-in relationship to the registrar concerned. The registrar will then conduct a summary inquiry to ensure that the relationship does not fall under any of the categories mentioned under section 380. These categories are where at least one of the persons is a minor and where at least one of the persons is married or is already in a live-in relationship. For couples who have been in a live-in relationship for more than a month and have not submitted the statement, a punishment has been prescribed with imprisonment up to 3 months or a fine up to 10,000 rupees or both. Also, the registrar will have to be informed in case of termination of the relationship through the submission of a statement of termination of relationship. Now next, the bill prohibits bigamy or marriages with more than one person. Now under section 4, the bill lists 5 conditions for marriage. It says a marriage may be solemnized or contracted between a man or a woman if those 5 conditions are fulfilled. And amongst those 5 conditions, the first condition is, and I quote, neither party has a spouse living at the time of the marriage, thus prohibiting bigamy or polygamy. And fourthly, the marriage age of men and women and degrees for prohibited relationship exception remain. Amongst the 5 conditions required for a marriage, the third condition relates to the minimum age for marriage. The marriageable age for men and women remains 21 and 18 respectively. And adding to this, under the fourth condition, the bill retains the custom exception from the Hindu Marriage Act for married parties within the degrees of prohibited relationships. Now, 2 people are said to be within the degrees of prohibited relationship if they share a common ancestry or they are the wife, husband of a common ancestor. This exception applies to those communities which have an established custom allowing marriage within the degrees of prohibited relationships.